Good day, everyone. This is Juanita Kapp from South Africa, but I am not streaming from South Africa today. I am streaming from Texas, Killeen, Texas, to be precise. Guys, welcome at Meticulous Moments with Juanita Kapp. This is the place where we facilitate community upliftment through leadership development. Now, I just want to say a huge thank you to every single Meticulous Moments guest, every single part, every individual that is a part of the Meticulous Moments audience and family. Also to our members, Meticulous Martial Arts Mastermind family. You guys inspire me on a daily basis, as well as many people out there in the world. What we do at Meticulous and what we do at MAM is purely for community upliftment. There's no personal gain. It is to spread the values and the morals of martial arts and the business world. I speak to individuals from the army, the navy. I speak to business professionals. I speak to amazing martial artists out there. This includes MMA fighters, boxers. It includes karateka. Guys, I want to thank you for season 3. We are in season 3. I started this podcast in 2020. And during this journey on this road, I've met amazing people. And one of these amazing people, my brother, my friend, my fellow martial artist, John G. Paul, has crossed my path. And we have been working together ever since, guys. We support each other in what we do. John is an encyclopedia on the martial arts, guys. He's teaching me new things every time we connect. And he's going to be our special guest today. He's a martial artist. He's an actor. He's a stuntman. He's a fight choreographer. And he's also a DJ. So we're going to have a special type of session today, a special interview. And I want to welcome John to the stage. Hi, John. How are you?
Hi, pleased to meet you. Hope everybody's doing okay.
Absolutely. John is in the gym because he's going to be doing practical illustrations about what we are talking about today. Now, for those of you in the audience who have not been blessed to see one of John's other sessions, go to my YouTube channel and look for John G. Paul's interviews with me. I'm going to put the links as well in the comments of this live. And John, for those who've not met you before, tell them a little bit about yourself.
Oh, wow. Okay. I started martial arts in 1986, December the 6th, 1986, and it was a Thursday. I remember everything. First session I ever walked in, and I literally just fell in love with martial arts from that day. And it was a very kickboxing orientated style that I joined, but it was a karate association, so ECKA. Managed to reach my black belts with them in 1991 because I literally just powered through it. I wanted to get as much knowledge as I could, learn everything that I possibly could, and then from then on, I just went on to teaching, and then aggressively pursuing higher Dan grades until I reached my 4th Dan, and I think that was probably about 8 years later, something like that. So, but yeah, I've been still training, still coaching, still teaching. I'm still doing the stunt work. You've seen the videos. There's some few bits and bobs floating around. I've got some more stuff coming up as well. But I'm still training and not competing, but training really hard on a regular basis because I do believe that there's a scientist, I can't remember his name, it's Gary something or whatever, but he quoted the phrase, and it stuck in my head, the aggressive pursuit of comfort. And I don't want that. I want to be out of my comfort zone as much as I can. I'll find the scientist's name, but he's very wise, and I do pay attention to what the guy says. You know, everybody cherry picks what they want to hear, but I listen to a lot of different people, a lot of different athletes, other competitors, other scientists, other martial artists like yourself, and taking what I believe works, you know, because I'm not young, you know, I'll be 56 this year, and because I'm still, as I said, aggressively training, not aggressively pursuing comfort. So I think that's what's keeping me going, that's keeping me active. You know, my diet's steady, my diet's comfortable. I don't eat like a lot of junk. I will have something now and again, but not all of the time. No, just treat, isn't it? That's all it is. So, but I
Very
can't do
wise.
it. So
Very,
yeah,
very
today
wise.
I'm going to cover some like basic Thai boxing techniques, how to develop more power in your kicks, and then I'll show you the difference between an actual combat kick or punch or whatever, and a stage or screen kick and punch, and the difference is incredible, and people just they don't get it. You know, you get a lot of martial artists who are great martial artists, and they think they can jump straight into fight choreography, and the next thing you know, someone's getting hurt because they're actually hitting people, and that's not how it works on the screen. So
That's true.
yeah, if you ever watched John Wick, they literally don't hit each other. You know, I mean, sometimes it's within this parameter, you know, real close distance, but they miss. And it's all very well done. You know, don't get me wrong, the jiu-jitsu and the wrestling stuff, they have to be in contact.
Yeah.
But it's not always the guy doing the throw that's in charge. You know, it's the guy being thrown that's in charge. So somebody can, if I can get an angle on this. So if I'm on the mat here, and I'm doing this, and like somebody's got my arm, and they want to throw me, and it's not the guy that's in charge, it's me. So I'm the one that's in charge of the throw, but I'm the one that sells it. I'm the one that makes it look great. So if I want to express that afterwards as well, when I get thrown, I just exaggerate my drop.
Yeah.
But the other guy literally just has to roll his arms, and that's what shows the technique. So you can see that, you know, the roll is still a roll. I mean, if I do it like a basic break forward, and I can get back to my feet easy enough. You can also mix that in if you want to use it, I don't know. But it's the guy being thrown or being hit is the one that sells the shot. So like, there's nobody in the room, and if I imagine somebody is hitting me, I have to take the hit, or if somebody's punching me and hitting my head back, I have to take the hit. It's me that's in charge. Anybody can do that. Anybody can do that. Anybody can do that with a throw. But it's knowing the difference between who's in charge and, who's being made to look good. So you have to be really careful. Let me get my walls back up again.
Absolutely, absolutely. I saw you doing some amazing forward rolls there. I know we also train forward roll to standing, and then forward roll to you know, to the full and to the full. You also did a break full there. Tell the audience how important a break full is, because I want to share something with you guys. We learned the break full very easily, very early into the martial arts journey. And one day I had a courier at my gate, but it was raining, and I ran with my flip flops around this corner, and I have cement linings around the house, you know, and I slipped. And the moment I slipped, that training kicked in, and I did my break full. And I want to tell you, John, if I didn't do my break full, I would have broken my arm. So tell the audience how important the break full is.
I believe you.
Yeah.
Break falls are easy in practice, but in real life it's a different story. So I mean, a good way to practice a break fall is to start real low.
Yeah.
And just sit down. Just sit down.
Yep.
So you get from your feet here and just sit, and your arms, right? You actually do that, and that forces your head to the floor. Because if you don't hit the floor, your head will whip back. So if I hit the floor here, that cancels my head flipping back. And it's a real basic technique, but it's very prevalent in break falls and safety. But you can't do that in a film. There's a couple of different ways of doing it. The first one is to clap your hands before you hit the deck. So as you're going to hit the deck here, and then your arms will come in, and your elbows will drop, and then you get to there. And the other one is to just tuck in, so just roll here, and just roll. And it's quite easy to do once you've had the practice and the nice soft mats. So always make sure that you're safe when you're doing stuff when you're learning. Because if you're learning on a hard floor, I don't recommend doing this. It's not safe. But But yeah, the break falls are very relevant. And then eventually you learn to like do like side drops.
That's
And you learn
it.
to do stuff like that. But
Yep.
again, you could be fighting something on a film set and he swept your leg out, and that's what takes you down.
Yep.
But it's you exaggerating that business afterwards that sells the shot. So.
Absolutely, absolutely. You know, it's so important as well. You mentioned something. We don't want to hit our heads at the back because, guys, that's where your sight comes from. And it's very, very dangerous. That's why in some martial arts competitions, you are not allowed to hit someone behind the neck or the head. And when you
Yeah.
train your break falls, also make sure you can do both sides. Don't just train the one side. Make sure you can
Do
train the
everything
other side
equal.
as well.
Whichever you do one
Yeah.
side, do the other side exactly the same. Don't change it. Make it look exactly the same. So whichever kick you do,
Yep.
whichever kick you has to look exactly the same. Doesn't matter what you do, has to look exactly the same. And that way you get more equilibrium. You get more centered as well. So
yeah,
it's
that's
very
true.
relevant.
Very cool. Now I want to ask you. You want to show us some Muay Thai kicks? You have a program for us today. Show us your first set of training, because I know there's people out there that are looking and watching with us. I'll look into the comments in a few minutes, and you know they want to shape their training, and we want to learn from you. Show us what you have prepared for this session, please.
Well, I'm just going to do a basic round kick for now, and do the different aspects. There's a couple of different variations of a round kick. I need to get closer, I think, because it's so small on that screen. I can just about see it, and my eyesight's not the best. There's a basic one called a soccer kick, where you just pick the leg up, and it's like kicking a football. That's why it's called a soccer kick, because you would literally kick the ball, and you would bend the foot. Well, you kick the ball into the goal, but you do it on big or leg level. So you can do it to leg level here. Jose Aldo, former UFC champion, he battered everybody with these kicks. So they quite obviously work. Can you see clearly enough when I'm doing that?
I can. Thank you very much. Absolutely.
All right, so that's better. All right, so when you're throwing a soccer kick, you literally just coming in on an angle here, and you hardly pivot the other foot. So you just throw the kick here and straight across the side, and it's very subtle angle when it comes across, and it's not throwing it all the way around and down. It's literally just coming up here. Rico Verhoeven, Pride K1 or K1 heavyweight champion, kicks like that as well, but he kicks to the back leg, so he does it really, really cleverly. And it lets you believe that he's going for the outside of this leg. When you go to defense, next thing you know, your back leg's being taken out. But that's how he does it. So it works really well for that. And then you've got the chopping the tree, the leg kick here, which you can obviously see there's a lot of power in the kick. I mean, the back's bigger than me. So when you throw in the kick, it comes around here and you'll bury this knee in. Which, when I say bury the knee, I mean really drop the hips low, and then this foot pivots here and kick around. So when you're throwing that kick here, you step in, you drop straight into the shin. You don't want to kick with the foot, you don't want to make that slapping noise, because if you can feel it on your toes, that means you're doing it wrong. You need to have no slapping noise, and you hit this part here to here. So I'll do it again now, and you see a big difference on the kick. Comes in.
It's more like a crack. Yeah.
That's called chopping the tree, because you're dropping your body weight down. You get nice and chilled here, and you chop the tree. So, to get that lead foot turns out, hips drop low, back leg comes in, and round. Yeah. I have got a slight bend on the knee just before you hit. So this leg is going to slightly bend, so here. So I've got this bend on the leg here, through. So when I'm doing that kick, I don't want to have a straight leg. Yeah. Because my knee will then act as a suspension bar and zap my own power out the kick. So if you want to whip it in, quoting Bruce Lee, ball and chain. So my leg is end of the ball and chain. So when it comes into here, and then you back in at the last second. I don't know if you can see it from that angle, so I'll step out a little bit. It comes from here. You understand?
Absolutely.
Then, added with that side step out here, and all of your body weight, and I love science, by the way, I'm a real nerd, proper nerdy geeky guy. Inertia and gravity will add into the kick, because if you push something, it keeps moving. So like if I push this, inertia is making it move forwards and backwards, but it's gravity that's bringing it back to the centre. But then inertia will make it carry on going past its centre line. That's what you're adding into that kick. So when you step out to here, and then you add that parent kick. Now I like to make it back, because that's the one way of toughening up the shins. So when you get people that kick the bag and try to make it swing as high as they can, no, you're not doing anything, and you're actually not toughening up the shins. If you want to be a pro fighter and want to toughen your shins, kick into the bag swinging to you. So the bag will swing out. So let it swing out and swing back in here. Back into the kick. But that's how you develop a lot more power and a lot more conditioning on the shins.
That's it. That's it.
So,
Important to break.
On that one a little bit. So if you watch my lead foot now, I'm going to do that. So I'm going to add again my own gravity, my own inertia into the kick. So the front of my back leg when it comes in, and again it moves the bag. And also again, you're not making that slapping noise. So I don't want to hear this. Yeah. Sounds great, but it's unrealistic in a real fight, because you'll get instep cashing on the bottom of the knee here or the shin, and you'll end up smashing your foot. It's just unwise to do that. So if you practice, have lines where you think their legs would be. So if you've got your own bag, imagine a line here. So my shin's going to come across here. Yeah. That's where I'm throwing my kick.
Absolutely, absolutely. I see two things that's very important there, John. And the one is that you have to break that line to get your body in the right position.
Yep.
And the second one is that you have to use your hips, because the hips comes with the body weight, and the power comes
100%.
with the hips and the body weight. Yeah, very powerful.
Yeah, 100%. So if you look at the hip line is here, and if I want that reach, my hips will be here with the kick. So if I'm not turning my hips, I'm shortening my kick. So if I want that reach with the kick here, the difference is incredible. And also, you want to bring your hips through by pivoting the base foot, which I'll focus on more now. So my base foot, which is here, so here, and you see the kick comes in. So again, compared to here, this base foot turns, and that's what brings you through. So that's real easy to work it out. And my best advice, go on, sorry.
Very, very good. That's a good way to explain it and to illustrate, John, because it's in sequence, you know, where to put your feet. And I want to encourage people, when you start doing this, take it slow. You know, you don't have to rush into it. Take it slow. Follow John's instructions, and you'll feel that power of that kick. Those kicks are painful when they hit you.
Yeah, they are.
I know.
There's a real basic drill I use as well to get people to, who they've never done kicking before, is I step them out, and I step them out, and then they get used to this turning action on, so then the kick will go, and then the heel will just follow, because if they kick here all the time and try and come around, they're going to damage the hips, and they're going to dislocate the hips, and then eventually, if you can't walk, you can't kick, common sense kind of things. So, but yeah, hips going through, technique has to be everything. If your technique's wrong, don't get me wrong, there are different fighting styles and there are different ways of throwing kicks. And there's another guy, and I will quote Liam Harrison because I love the way the guy throws his kick. He's very unorthodox, but it works so well. But what he'll do is he'll step out to here and he'll throw a soccer kick to the back of the lead leg, and that just hurts because nobody expects to be kicked in the back of the leg. Yeah. So if you can see the line is here, so I'm in line with the camera, and he'll step out to here, and he'll soccer kick straight at the back of the leg. You can't say that doesn't work, because he's hurt so many people with that kick. you know, and it clearly works.
It
So,
does.
well, and you get idiots that saying he can't kick right to the block. Well, he's knocking people down with it, so he must be doing something right. So, you know,
Remember, guys,
I'm
here.
not commenting on who said it or why, but yeah,
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure Liam Harrison knows how to kick.
Yeah. You know, I was thinking about that kick, and we mentioned that in one of our interviews, but I really wanted to quickly bring that in. Loyoto Machada is a karateka. He's a
Yes.
martial artist, but he took over the world of MMA with a
Yeah.
Maigeri. Would you like to show them? Because I mean, it didn't take long for him to just go through his opponent, do that Maigeri kick, and it was over.
Are we talking? Is it a front kick?
It's the Maigeri.
I don't know. I don't know the Japanese explanations.
The
So.
front, yeah, the front kick where your leg goes up.
Okay, so there are different variations. I mean, I am a black belt in karate as well as kickboxing and training Muay Thai. The karate kick would come out in a straight line here, and you can see it pushes out at the very end.
Yep.
So the knee is being lifted up at that second, and the ball of the foot is hitting in, swiping the thud, and it's quite a violent kick. Hit correctly, and I have heard it said will make people wet themselves, which is interesting to know. So again, it's here a lot on the bladder, and you kick up, so the foot will reach up, ball of the foot in. So here.
Yeah.
So, and I've done that a few times. I've kicked people like that because I know it works. But then I'll go back to my kick, which is a push kick. So you want to literally just get that in your head. I want to get rid of them. I want to push them out of the way. And I'll pick my knee up. And the key is to pick your back knee and hit yourself on the shoulder. So then when you try your kick here, and they literally get pushed out of the way. But it works so well because it's quite, not only is it explosive, it's horrible seeing somebody pick their knee up so high and then they kick you low in the stomach, because that's the whole idea. You pick your knee up really high as you can and then push down, and again, gravity, inertia, everything adds into that kick. So you get nice and relaxed, and try not to roll the foot. So the kick you're not, the leg you're not kicking with, try not to go onto your toes, leave your heel down. The more centered you are onto the ground, the more weight you're owning the kick. So again, when I pick my knee up and I push it forward here. And there's another couple of things I want you to see as well. So watch my body position when I throw the kick. Can you see my hips and my shoulders when I kick?
You're going back.
So watch what my hips and my shoulders do. So I'm not just here and kicking. Don't get me wrong, I'm not going to slate it. It definitely works because I've used it a lot myself. So when you try that push kick, the Muay Thai one here, my hips go forward, my shoulders go back.
Yep.
Two things are happening. One, I'm pushing my opponent as far away as I can. And the other one is, if he's still close enough to hit me, my head's gone back and I'm out of the way. I put my head in the safety zone. Because they always go for their head shot. That's it. Every fighter, they all want to go for the head shot. Because they just want to win. So again, the Lyoto Machida, karate style, when he throws a kick here, you can see there's movements in the bag. It definitely hurts. And and again, the foot on the ground is solid. You don't go onto the toes, so you don't want to do that. So when you throw a kick here, and just push forward. So the more grounded you are, the more weight you're in the kick. And the Muay Thai one, knee off the shoulder here. And you see the big difference in the push. But just because it pushes doesn't mean it hurts more. That's the difference. The Lyoto Machida one is like being hit with a jab. So it comes out. But the one I do is like a right hand that just pushes you to here. It looks bigger, it looks stronger, but it doesn't have that impact effect. So that Lyoto Machida style Maigeri.
Yes. Maigeri, yes.
So when you throw that Maigeri kick, it's hitting at the last second. So that's the one that's going to sting when it comes out. So it does sting and it does hit the abdomen and it does hurt. A lot of karate styles use that one. I do respect it, and I use it a lot myself. So
Yeah,
I definitely know it works. So yeah,
absolutely. Absolutely. I saw him doing variations of that kick. He would take it so high, even up to the opponent's cheek. And
yeah,
that would knock them lights out,
yeah. Of
John.
course, I mean, because like their heads here, and you just extend the leg up, but he'll hide it because a lot of fighters hide it, and they'll do this with the leg hand, and they'll make you
Yeah.
look low because they think you're going to kick low. So when you go that here, and then you try to kick high, they don't see it. That's enough. One
That's
shot's
it.
enough.
One shot's enough. One
Yeah.
shot's enough. So tell us, you prepared more for us for today. I want to ask you, with your martial arts journey, and in learning these skills, how important is it to repeat those kicks, to repeat that training, to really work and chafe on that training every day? Because some people think you learn the kick once and you move on to something else. Other
No.
people believe keep at it. So tell me, what's that like for you?
I'm never happy until
Yeah.
I'm happy, and that's never happened yet. So I'm constantly. I mean, I've been doing martial arts since 1986, and I'm still perfecting what I've been learning. And I still go back to very basic techniques.
That's it.
And I don't mess about with the basic techniques because they definitely work. Um, and you always make sure that like your hands are up. If you want to throw a kick here, pick your knees up. So don't just swing your foot up. That's dance class. Yeah.
Yeah.
So here to here, keep it real simple. You can switch, you can jab across. I'm always coming back to basics, and I'm always saying to guys, especially when they're tired and they're doing bad work, and they start doing this, and they start dropping hands, and they're winding up, and then they're doing this. And
Yeah.
then they're punching and they're dropping their arms. They don't realise this is so dangerous. It's a bad habit to get into. And it's
Mm-hmm.
so much easier just to stay here and have no effort. Just bring your arms back to your body face. On my left arm, after I've thrown it here, always comes back. It's as basic as it can possibly be, but I do it constantly, every single session. And I'm shouting at guys, screaming at them, saying, get your hands up, touch your face, touch your face. And they know it, they know I'm telling them off for a reason, but they just get so tired. And like I said, centrifugal force comes into play as well. The tighter you can pull your left hand back to your face, the faster
Yes.
your right hand will come out. Because if you drop your left hand, you slow the right hand, but if you pull it back to your face,
Yes.
you're pulling the right hand out at the same time. You're actually increasing the speed of the right hand. And it's the same with hooks as well. So when I throw up like a cross, and if I want my left hook to be more powerful, I pull my right arm in. And that's when I get that power
Yes.
from the hook. So I go cross, hook. But if I go across and then I drop, it slows it all down. And the big thing I have to say is, where's your defense? Because people think this here is powerful. Don't get me wrong, one or two shots, then they're going to hurt. But here, it's always going to be more powerful because you're adding centrifugal force into your shots, and obviously pivoting your feet as well. Driving it in. I'll show you the boxing.
Yay, gloves!
My absolute favourite gloves of all time. I've battered
Good.
these as well, and they're still going. I've just bought a brand new pair, and I like these because on the inside where you grab with your fingertips, there's like
Yeah.
a pad. So you're not holding just material, you're holding a pad inside the glove, and it's like on your fingertips, and it's so nice.
Nice. Nice.
It's worth investing. If you're going to buy gloves, spend that extra little bit of money.
Yeah.
Don't get me wrong, if you're just learning, cheap gloves, get started, no problem. But once you realise that you like it, spend that extra bit of money, you'll be grateful.
Exactly.
Again, when you're throwing a jab, the hand comes back here, back to the face. So it's just basic boxing skill. Like this here, and then coming back here, is too much hard work, too much effort, and and it's really dangerous as well. So if you punch here, and then come back up, I don't see how that's practically functional for a fighter. So when you're throwing your jab here, you're throwing, just come straight back to your face. It's not rocket science. And then when you throw your right hand as well, so your jab comes out here. And then your left hand comes back to your face here. That's when you get that power. So when you slow it down, just rubbish. It doesn't work. It's just very impractical. I don't understand that at all. And with the hook as well. So when I try my right hand here, and then I pull my right shoulder back behind me here, that's when you get the power in the shot. And you can see that all of my torso is being pulled through to develop the power in the shot. Don't overcommit. So make sure when you're throwing your right hand, left hook, coming back. So that thing I said before, stirring the pot.
Yes.
I know that people are doing it now, I've seen it. So they're doing this here, and it just comes back to your face. So
Yes.
I invented that, by the way, stirring the pot. So, so when you're throwing it here, back to your face.
Yeah.
You've got a lot of power in that hook. A lot of power.
Very, very good. I agree. Absolutely. Very important, guys. Don't keep your cheeks open because your opponent is going to respond. He is going to retaliate. And we call this the light switch. You don't want them to put off your light switch. So, important things that John has showed us there. Let's talk a little bit, John, about your acting because you have been an amazing project. You not only do the acting, you do the stunt work, and you also do fight choreography. And
Yes.
I know you and our mutual wonderful friend, Silvio Simak, he was on the set with you for a film. I think Tyler Ford was there. He's also joining us soon.
That film was originally titled The Suicide Platoon, but they've called it The Minefield, or they've like subtitled it The Minefield. So it's like a bigger part of another film. I don't know. So, but I had fun. I died on that one. I die in every film, so I don't mind.
Awesome. So you've done so many films. What do you like about fight choreography and doing stunt work? You mentioned something. You mentioned John Wick earlier. I've watched all the John Wick movies. I've watched the fourth one 4 times because I just love the choreography and taking notes, different ways that they were fighting with knives as well. What's your most enjoyable part about fight choreography? Putting that kick out there but not really kicking the person.
Yeah, it's having the guy who's taking the shot being able to sell it. Because if they can sell that shot, it just makes the other guy or the other girl look amazing. Because if they can't sell the shot, if you hit them and they just do that, obviously, unless you're like some 9 foot tall Martin Ford style guy, and it's me trying to hit him, which is never going to happen. It's unrealistic. So when somebody hits you and their hand comes around, they have to take the hit, and it's them having to sell it. And it's also facial expression after they've taken the shot, because they don't just go like this and they just come back to here. You have to give an expression afterwards. So you take the hit. It's like you add on. You add like what would really happen if you did get hit. Would you like to be hit in the face? How would you feel? So you express that when you take that shot. So you hit, it's like, whoa, hold on. You have to, exaggerate. Not too much though. You don't want to be. I don't know if you remember Norman Wisdom. Do you remember Norman Wisdom from the 50s and the 60s? So like you're like, ooh, you're like big exaggerated. So and unless it's a cartoon, I don't do that. It doesn't look good.
Absolutely. So that training, it's very important to know the person that you're going to be doing the fight with. That they use them as your partners to train. Jiu-jitsu as well. I said to someone the other day, you have to, when you are training with your jiu-jitsu partner, you have to know them. And you have to be very careful because even in training, people can get hurt.
Yes, they get hurt.
But I think it's the same in stunts.
Yeah, of course it is. I mean, if you're doing a fight scene, even if it's like 2 hits or 1 hit, you still have to choreograph that scene. You have to make sure that you both understand what's happening and how it has to sell. Because if it doesn't sell, the director's going to say, no, that doesn't work. So it has to sell. So you practice it to make sure it sells. So if somebody's being, and I'll just drop onto my back so you can see what I'm talking about. So can you see me now? Yeah?
I do.
Yeah, okay. So if I get hit here, I just have to take the hit. But it's not, like I said, it's not the person hitting that's in charge, it's the person who's being hit. So when they're being hit, they just drop back. If they don't make it look like they've really been hit, it's not going to work, you know. And it's not always hits, you know. It could be like it could be thrown. Somebody could be pushing you against the wall. There's nice fake outs where you pretend to pick people up, and that's really sneaky. And I might discuss that on the next one, so I don't like giving that one away. And then dying as well. You know, your first 2 years of stunt training or your first year of stunt training, you should be learning how to die. You know, that has to be, you know, the number one thing, because if you can't die on a set, you know, no one's going to hire you to die again, and then you won't get further in your career. Schindler's List. Do you remember the film Schindler's List?
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah. When the Germans were just shooting the Jews and pushing them into the pit, every single one of them had to do loads and loads of training before they died. And a lot of them is just like some people just get hit and they land on their face, or some people get hit in the head and they just fall backwards. Some people are just crumpled to the floor. They just, you know, drop straight down, you know, and just fall wherever naturally they feel, you know, because you've got to think about, are my knees going to hit solid objects as I hit the floor? Am I wearing the correct knee pads? Am I wearing soft or hard knee pads? Because if I'm hitting a soft surface, I need to wear soft knee pads. If I'm wearing on a hard surface, I need to wear hard, like motorcycle knee pads, because they're properly reinforced to defend against that. So, are my arms going to hit the floor? Am I going to need forearm pads? Are my elbows going to hit the floor? Is it going to come all the way around, or is it just going to be a basic forearm? Am I going to land on my back? Will I need a complete backboard? Will I need an armadillo one that rolls out when I move? You know, there's a lot going on. It's not just, oh look, I can fall over, I can do this. There's been discussions where there's always people who think they know how to fall, and then next thing you know, they've fallen and they've genuinely hurt themselves, and you go, well, you clearly don't. So,
Absolutely. I remember you sharing something with me on our journey. The props can also be dangerous. I remember, I think it was a helmet that you put on. Tell us about what happened there.
I won't mention the film and I won't mention the actor, but I was wearing a full forearm guard and I was wearing a full backboard that came to here and went all the way down the spine. And because he's not professionally trained in stunts, and they gave him a metal bar, which I said, as long as you hit where the forearm guard is, as long as you hit where the spine guard is, I'll be fine. And he missed the forearm guard 2-3 times and hit me in the arm, really hurt. And then when I was on the floor, because I just grinned and bared that, and then he hit me literally in the shoulder, which totally missed the backboard. It hit me in the middle of the spine, where the board covers me, and I'm fine. And he just hit me in the shoulder. He just totally missed it, and I was angry at that. But I just carried through, and then I had a quiet discussion with the guy afterwards, and he was understanding of it. And he's a really nice guy. He's a good actor. I would work with him again. I just have to train with him properly. That's all. But it's so dangerous and it's so easy to be hurt, especially by people who don't understand what you're doing. I mean, acting is acting. You know, that's hard. You know, I'll take my hat off to anybody who can act, because acting is hard. I mean, I've done it and it was so difficult. And you always think that you've got it, and the director goes, it doesn't look right, and you go, what? But it's tough. But doing stunts, you know, there's a lot of people get seriously injured. You know, like the worst ones I've seen is somebody's lost an arm, complete arm, gone. You know, that was like, that's horrible, that is. I wouldn't even entertain doing the kind of stunts that they were doing. Scary as hell. So.
Yeah, that's it. That's it. And you know, for not just a martial artist, but also as a fight choreographer and a stuntman, it's important to stretch, guys. Because if you tear that
Yeah,
ligament, or if
it's
you,
important to look after yourself. You know, if you're doing
yeah,
anything that's physically active, you know, warm up, do a little stretch, make sure you're physically and mentally ready, and then you know you're
yeah,
ready to go. So it's
that's it.
important.
And do body conditioning. You know,
Oh yeah, of course,
get
yeah.
that body conditioning in, so that if something happens, you know, you've done that, and no one can say what will happen in a scene. But if you go in like John says, and you are prepared mentally and physically and emotionally, you'll be just fine. I've watched a lot of the work he does. I also want to give a shout out to Rick Manning from Flashing Plates. He's amazing. He's also part of our team, our audience, our group. And I wanted to ask you, John, you know, your DJing, not a lot of people know that you DJ.
Yeah,
Tell
I've been
us about
DJing
that.
since 1991.
Wow.
And I'm a music producer as well. I've currently got some more music coming out soon, working with a guy over in France. So we've got, and then we've got a singer who's from Sweden, not Sweden, Switzerland. I always get them mixed up. So we're working on that. That's coming out soon. A lot of people already like it. The promos have been flying out, so that one's nice. So yeah, I've had about 30 tracks signed. So that's, you know, it's a big step. I like it. I like working anything, entertainment. So, and I'm a qualified PT as well, so I work, you know, with people to help them get
That's
physically fit. So not just martial arts. I'm legitimately qualified as well. So
That's it. That's it. John is busy with a lot of things. He's a multi-talented individual, guys. The first time I saw his music, I thought, "Oh my goodness, he does music as well." And you know, I always follow his post when he's DJing out there with his beautiful lady, and it's
yeah,
so wonderful
thank
to see. Yeah, it's so wonderful to see how he brings joy to the world. And you know, John, we spoke about this earlier this morning, and I just want to say publicly while we're on this live stream, thank you for your support. You're always just a great, great supporter, a person that puts out good energy in the world. You're good people, and
Thank
I'm
you.
just blessed. I'm blessed to know you, my brother, because that
The
means
feeling's
the world.
mutual. Yeah, the feeling's definitely mutual. As soon as we started talking, I realised I wanted to connect with you, and the people that you like to hang around with, the people you like to talk with, are on the same wavelength as me as well. So that works. You know, it's a great connection. I think it's going to work for everybody. Thank you. I really appreciate it.
You are so welcome, John. And John is going to be inducted to the MAM Hall of Fame, guys. I'm going to talk about it here for a second. We have an amazing, amazing, as the MAM team, an amazing Hall of Fame coming up. We have Silvio Seamack coming from the UK. We have Mark Stas coming from Belgium. Michelle Lopez Cardozo coming from Holland. The Netherlands. We've got amazing, amazing Shannon the Cannon Rich, eight-time world MMA fighter here in the UK. Joe Cortez, famous boxer. And then, of course, we've got Ron Smorenberg from Thailand. He's coming in, guys, and they're going to do an amazing seminar. They're going to facilitate um, um, amazing sessions, and it's going to be so wonderful for us to connect there and to celebrate what they have done. I want everyone to know that this event is about celebrating the inductees and celebrating what they have accomplished, because it's a hard walk, guys. When you do a martial art, when you do martial arts, it's a long journey, and sometimes,
Yeah.
as my friends like to say, sometimes we're the nail and sometimes we're the hammer, like Mr. Machado, Carlos Machado says. So thank you to everyone signing up for that. Please DM me if you would like to send in your nominations and know more details about the event. I'm very excited. I'm only the host, guys. I'm just going to be hosting it, and the spotlight and the love and the care is going to be on the attendees and the inductees. So, John, what else do you want to show us here today? Because, I mean, you know it all. You've been doing this for so many years.
The list of things I'd like to show you is endless. It just goes on forever.
Endless.
When teaching a class, you know, I'm very observant about watching students and their abilities. I mean, some people, when they first come to class, you think they can't kick, or they can't box, or they've got no cardio, or they've got no physical understanding of what they've been asked of. So you accommodate. You have to, because if you don't accommodate the students, they're just going to go somewhere else and they won't train with you again.
That's it.
So my best advice to anybody who's teaching is just remember, you can kick, you can punch. Just because they can't kick or punch doesn't mean they don't have an ability to kick or punch. They'll just do it their way. So like some people will throw a jab here, some people will launch in, or some people will punch from here, but they're still having to go. They're still making the effort to do it. Some people can't kick. Some people will just pick their leg up, but they're still having to go. They're still putting the effort in to try. Eventually with practice they'll start to pick their knee up. They'll have their hands up. Things like that, real basic stuff. But they'll get it, and just be patient with them. And I see a lot of people, and even in their own way, they say to themselves that they say, I can't kick, I can't punch, but you go, yes you can, but just your way. I'll show you the kicks, I'll show you the punches, I'll show you the defenses, I'll show you the blocks. But do them your way. Just make them work. That's the relevant thing. And it's people having a go. It's people who don't have a go and they say, oh, I'm not doing that, I'm too scared. Yeah, I understand you might be scared.
Yeah.
But if you're just training on a bag, how are you going to hurt yourself? If you're just training in a class, just being technical, how are you going to hurt yourself? Do something, be physical, get off the chair, stop playing the games, go for a walk, go for a run, go for a swim, do something more than nothing. Make that effort.
That's it. Absolutely. I want to give a shout out to David Vrablik. He is here watching. Christy Roberts, Ron Murray, Tracy Murray. So many people watching this and supporting us, and that's what I love about our community. We are a family, and we're always there for each other. So guys, thank you for tuning in. I mean, that's amazing. I also see T-Bone commenting there. I want to ask you, John, words of wisdom come to us when we are studying the arts. It's like we open ourselves to a new energy out there. I've met people across the globe when I travel, and I wouldn't even have spoken to them yet, but I can already see by the way they're conducting themselves, by the way they carry themselves in a room, how they hold space and energy. I can see they're martial artists. I just know for some or other reason. And we connect on another level because we've all trained in the arts. We've all gone through, the shaping and the molding of our character. What would some of the wise words be that you've learned over your years in the arts? What would you want to leave the audience with today? Something that's pressing on your heart, or something that stood out in your journey?
Be patient. That's the absolute must. Is be patient. Not everything happens instantly. If you're teaching, they're not going to learn immediately. There's going to be some things that they won't get. If you're learning, be patient. You'll get it eventually. If you're not flexible enough, be patient. It will come to you. Granted, you may not be able to kick to head level, so a good leg kick will finish a fight. Be patient. Let it happen naturally. Learn. Just keep training, just keep learning, and it will come to you. But be patient.
Absolutely, I agree with John wholeheartedly, guys. And it's something that I was reading the other day. And first, I want to mention what I heard the other day from a very, very high level martial artist. He said, in retrospect, I'm still a white belt because I'm still learning. And I said, wow, that is an impeccable statement. That is true. And then he continued to say that the color of the belt, you're talking about being patient. I'm speaking to those people out there that's, maybe still on a lower belt and they're working their way up. Be patient because it's a journey, guys. Your belt just shows how long you've been doing it. And, maybe you are one of those that stand out. And, maybe you've got that natural talent like Bruce Lee, for instance. Bruce Lee didn't have a belt, guys. Bruce Lee was just exceptional. He trained hard like John does, and he was committed to the arts like people like John is. So you can be exceptional out there. Be patient, like John said. take it one day at a time. Make sure you do a little bit of something every day to stay in that energy. And John, I want to thank you. You are always an exceptional guest. I appreciate you. God bless you. And just keep shining.
Thank you. It means a lot. I love being on the show. I love talking to you. I love being able to be a part of this. It means a lot. It means a lot. Thank you.
You are welcome. You are welcome. And we're definitely going to do more shows with John because there's so much more we have to learn. John, have a stunning day. And audience, you have a stunning day as well. Remember to put good energy out there and to live in peace, guys. I'm going to be playing 2 videos now from the sponsors. And John, thank you so much, Urs.
You're very welcome. I enjoy talking to you again today. Thank you.
Thank you. Bye.
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 Baby, that was it. I want it cause I take two, I'm into it. Figures though, the photos of you. I never know.
Yeah. My mind and I ain't no social activist, I'm asking this. Stay for a while now. Put the guns down, you can find another way. You can heal from your pain. Stay for a while now. Put the drugs down, you can find another way. You can heal from your pain.
Baby, that was it. I want it cause I take two, I'm into it. Figures though.
Stairs to the top, where dreams take flight. Embrace the unknown, no longer hide. Journey's not easy.